Meanwhile, I hear the party noises from, I think it's the Republican headquarters.
That's right. We're going to go see Ron is out there, Ron Plants, and I believe you have the former sheriff, now Senator Gallivan, of course, with you. Right, Ron?
That's right, Scott. Indeed, we are joined by the Senator Gallivan, a lot of Patrick Gallivan. I know a lot of people know this gentleman from his many years of service and also in the legislature. So I have to be honest, Senator, I'm not sure, you weren't running unopposed. You did have an opponent, correct?
Well, no, I was fortunate. I was unopposed. But nonetheless, I'm very grateful to the citizens of the 60th Senate District for placing their trust in me. And I'm just thrilled that we're going to be able to continue our work trying to help them as we move forward.
Yeah, and as we move forward, see, you're giving me the segues here. I know it's really early because the polls just closed about a half hour ago. But everybody was talking about Proposition 1 on the state ballot. I know it's too early to know about outcome or anything like that, but do you think that engendered a lot of interest for voters? Were people asking you about it? Was it a hot topic of discussion?
I think it did, but perhaps it came too late. It's been there, obviously, for many months. The legislature has to vote on it for 2 consecutive legislatures. And it was out there, but it's only been recently, I think, that people have really been talking about it. And my fear is that people are not educated enough to ultimately make the proper decision as it comes. But clearly, in the past week or two, people are talking about it and are very concerned.
Yeah, we will have to see what happens. Another thing, even though it's at the federal level, some of those downstate congressional races. In fact, we heard Governor Hochul over the weekend make some statements. Some people did not like the way she phrased things in terms of her rhetoric. How do you think that would portend going into the future with state government politics? And I know she's up, I think, in another 2 years, I believe. How do you think some of that, the rhetoric being ratcheted up like that, how do you think that plays in Albany and around the state?
I think what we've seen in recent years is we've seen more polarization, clearly, and people either being red or blue, right? The Republican or Democrat, and forgetting about the fact that those of us that are in service are there to serve people and provide that public service and try to help and make our community a better place. And then that those are engaged in politics are quick to call the other side names, and it shouldn't be that way. We should be here like working towards the greater good, although each side has a different way, a different philosophy, and what they think is a better way to get there. So I don't think when people call each other names or when they say that they're anti-American or they're this or they're that is good for anybody. And it's certainly not good for the public. And I think it can have an impact on the individual that is name calling. I don't think people like that, and I think it turns them off. And I think more of what we see is that it drives people away and they don't vote, which is the opposite of what we want. We want people to vote. We want people to engage. We want them to be involved. And the more they're disgusted by it and the more they're turned off, they're not involved. So what our office tries to do, and what I've tried to do for many years, is serve the public. I always thought that the best politics was doing your job properly, and the best thing that we can do is elect people who do that.
The bipartisan approach. Yes.
Absolutely. We're here for the greater good of our community, even though we have different ideas and different ways to get there. But nonetheless, in the end, once you're elected, your obligation is to serve everybody and do what's best for the entire community, not just the Republican community and not just the Democratic community.
All right. Senator, thank you very much for joining
Ron.
us, and you'll be returning to Albany. Okay.
And I'm thrilled. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Back to you guys in the studio there.